Here in Las Vegas at Orleans Arena, gearing up for game number 5 for the six-pack here on opening day. 3's company and the Ball Hogs here from Sin City. Let's recap the first 4 games. Winners power the triplets, defending champs over Bivouac. Trilogy behind a brilliant performance from Isaiah Briscoe. He had 28 in the win. And Three-Headed Monsters 50-39 over Tri-State. Welcome back inside. Ed Cohen with Avery Johnson. Three-Headed Monsters find a way down the stretch. Kevin Murphy looked really good, especially after the break.
Yeah, Kevin Murphy was extraordinary in terms of just being able to make the transition to the big 3. He's played a little bit of everywhere. He said it took him a little time to get used to playing, on the court, the ball, his teammates, and also being coached by Gary Payton. He's like, he's pretty tough on me.
He certainly was. Well, we're getting ready for another big matchup here on opening day in Las Vegas. The Ball Hogs, a much different look this year against 3's company. And Michael Cooper's team has some new personnel, including a guy who's won a national championship in Mario Chalmers, leading the way alongside Drew Gooden.
Yeah, Mario Chalmers is a guy that's, 2 Kansas guys. They know how to play the game. When Gooden is making that 12 or 15 footer, he's hard to guard. But look for these guys to really try to get their 2-man game going, play off of each other. They're very familiar with each other, and I just think Chalmers, his championship pedigree, he knows how to win, and he's won at every level. So we'll see, in terms of how he can try to lead 3's company to victory, not only today, but throughout the Big 3 season.
Every roster breakdown for 3's company. Captain DeMar Johnson, and there is Michael Cooper. Doesn't have the high socks anymore, but he has his team back here in 2021, a 5-time champion in his days with the Showtime Lakers. On the other side, Ball Hogs last year won their only game at the Big 3 Ball Out in Dallas. It was a win they hope provides some momentum into a new Big 3 season. Avery, a lot of new faces, but one guy who's a mainstay is Will McDonald. He really thrived in year 1 2 years ago with the Ball Hogs.
Yeah, Will McDonald is a guy that Coach Rick Barry's going to really be leaning on. He can score the ball inside. He's got a much improved, outside shot, but in the paint is where he does most of his damage. Another well-traveled player that's back again for the Ball Hogs. We all love Brian Scalabrine. He's been a fan favorite, and Spencer Hogs. So it'll be pretty interesting. But Leandro Barbosa. Wow. Mr. Flash. He's taking his talents to the Big 3.
Now, Rick Barry has more shooters at his disposal. Here is year 4 as Ball Hogs head coach, the 12-time NBA and ABA All-Star. Avery, also a team with champions. Rick Barry, he won one back in his days with the Warriors. Brian Scalabrine, Leandro Barbosa, and Jody Meeks with Toronto. All 3 guys won NBA championships. That always bodes well here in the Big 3.
Yeah, when you win and you know what winning feels like, this is another situation. People ask me this all the time. Do you love to win more than you hate to lose? I hate losing more than I love to win.
That makes the great ones. Let's review the key rules here in the Big 3. First team to 50 wins. You must win by 2. We'll get to the break when one team reaches 25 points. No game clock. Each team with 14 seconds to shoot. Free throws, only 1 shot. If you're foul shooting a 2-point shot, that's for 2 points. If you're foul shooting a 3, it's a 3-point shot from beyond the arc, and so on and so forth. And yes, the 4-point shot, unique to the Big 3. Player must have any part of their foot touching the 4-point circle. If you make it from one of 3 circles, each 30 feet away, it's worth 4 points. Man, it's great to be talking about the 4-point shot as the Big 3 is back here for the summer. Avery, this is a year of remembrance in the Big 3. 2 years ago, Andre Emmett, who was a key member of 3's company, passed away 2 months after the end of the season, Andre Emmett remembered for his kindness, his infectious laugh, just a wonderful teammate gone way too soon.
Yeah, just gone way too soon. He used to come over and give us a hug before the game. Just a really good personality. Gave back to the community in Dallas where he was living. Always loved helping kids. And that just got better and better. So just gone too soon, man. Just senseless. And we just continue to keep his family in prayer and remember his family during this time. And it's just so nice of Ice Cube in the Big Three to honor his memory at the start of the season.
Many of his former teammates with 3's company on hand.
Thank you.
And they will play this season in his memory. Drew Gooden, DeMar Johnson, and 3's company, and the Big Three remembering Andre Emmett here in 2021. All right, Avery, game number 5 on the docket here today, and the Ball Hogs getting ready for this one here at Orleans Arena. Leandro Barbosa, you're talking about not just an NBA champion, he nearly signed a 10-day contract this past year to play with the Warriors and joins a new look Ball Hogs team.
Yeah, so that shows, what type of shape that he's in and conditioning. And, this guy's 2007 NBA Sixth Man of the Year. He's averaged 18 points in the season. And now, we'll see what he got with the Big Three, because, again, we don't have 10 players on the floor. It's 3-on-3. You can't hide. You got to bring your game.
It's all out there. Here's Chalmers and gets 3's company on the board. So for 3's company, you have Chalmers with DeMar Johnson and Drew Gooden. They're in orange. Will McDonald controlling for the Ball Hogs with Barbosa and Jody Meeks. Barbosa, lane opens and he cashes in.
It'll be interesting to see what type of personality this game takes on. If the team that gets off to a fast start wins, is the team get off to a slow start but have a better, second half. Who's going to shoot the three better? Are we going to see any 4-point shots? We saw a flagrant in our last game on Larry Sanders. So it'll be pretty interesting to see, what type of dynamic or interesting storylines that developed in this game.
Well, one thing's for sure, Will McDonald didn't have these types of shooters last year in Barbosa and Meeks. And always fun in watching great 3-on-3 teams, how they work inside out when you have guys who can space the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a big difference. And when you look at the Ball Hogs, they were always disappointed after their games. They just couldn't get a win until the end. And so we know these guys have had, 18 months to think about it.
Well, McDonald's clearing a ton of space, resetting the screen, and Barbosa got fouled. Let's see if they put him at the line for a 2-point shot. This will stay on the floor. Early sub from Rick Barry. In comes Spencer Hawes in place of McDonald.
Yeah, early sub. I think Coach Barry didn't like something there.
Backdoor Jody Meeks from Spencer Hawes.
Yeah, very just high basketball IQ by Meeks on that drive. He knew his shot would have gotten blocked had he taken it to the other side of the rim on DeMar Johnson and used his body and finished.
Gooden, little head fake, A lot of contact, and Drew Gooden is fouled.
I just simply love back cuts. Spencer Hawes, nice pass. He passed the ball away from the defender. It's kind of like a quarterback. You don't want to throw the ball, you know, where the cornerback is. You want to throw it away from the cornerback. That was a nice pass.
If you can get the timing down, it could really be a huge difference maker in the big three.
Yes. Teams that are stagnant in the big three and it's only about one-on-one basketball, they're not normally successful. Unless you have a Joe Johnson, but everybody doesn't have Joe Johnson. So you got to move and cut. Back screen, slips.
Hawes, that was tipped in. May have been Gooden, but give the bucket to the Ball Hogs. And they lead by 2. By the way, Joe Johnson with the game winner earlier today for the triplets. Only fitting week 1. Joe Johnson able to close it out for the defending champs. Win against Bivouac. Chalmers, fake, Globey move, shot no good.
Based on what we've seen early on in the games, and I know we have one more to go, I think this is going to be the most balanced, competitive season of the big three.
I agree.
I can't see any teams going 1-7, you know, like the Ball Hogs.
It's a matchup worth watching. Spencer Hawes and Drew Gooden.
Yep, Drew Gooden is sticking with it. Now you look at the strategy from Coach Berry. He's, you know, every dead ball, he's subbing McDonald and Hawes out. Maybe is it, you know, McDonald has to get in a little bit better shape. He wants to just try something different. He's had a lot of time to think about his rotations with his big guys.
Avery, how about Barbosa drills the 3. They switch the screen. He was wide open. Ball Hogs lead by 3.
Yeah, Ball Hogs didn't have that in their last season. That's what Barbosa, that's why he's on their team. He wants to provide that outside scoring threat.
Jeremy Pargo, Fallaway's not there. So for 3's company, Gooden, Pargo, and Chalmers. Ball deflected and a foul before the deflection.
Yeah, I had a mismatch with McDonald and Pargo inside. That's when, you know, as a passer, sometimes instead of, you know, trying to capitalize on it automatically, shot fake. Give the defense a shot fake and then a pass. Fake one, make one is what we used to call it.
Oh, McDonald takes one and drills it. Ball Hogs lead by 5, and a timeout from Michael Cooper trying to make some adjustments with his team trailing.
Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing from the Ball Hogs. Substitution patterns, they're getting quality shots.
Early going here in our 5th game on the slate from Las Vegas, and the Ball Hogs out in front early on.
My name is Michael Hunter. You know, it's like every cell in my body says that I'm a fighter. Somebody that just pushes to win every day.
One false move, you are gonna.
What it means to me to be heavyweight champion of the world is something very significant to me, my family. Just to bring it back home, and I have a great chance on doing this.
This ain't for the leases.
It's only a matter of time.
Put her on the blacklist. I'm like. If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead. It's in your lobby. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up all the mail. They gon' channel riding through the streets, they be like they go. You don't want no problem.
Ball Hogs looking good early on. 5-point lead over 3's company. Rick Barry back leading the Ball Hogs. He's with John Spider Sally.
Rick, you know you're my favorite. I became a vegan, so we can never go fishing. But it looked like you're doing some big things there. You put Hogs in, then you put McDonald in. Is one of them out of shape?
Yeah, well, no, we're just trying to keep him fresh and trying to use our other guys. Barbosa's in great shape. He keeps himself in great shape. Meeks can run all the time. So we're just trying to keep fresh guys out there with movement. You got to move. I don't like all the one-on-one stuff that goes on all the time. You can always do that with the clocks down to 4 seconds. So we're just trying to put some pressure on the defense, make them have to make some decisions, and then capitalize on the mistakes they make.
That's why he's one of the top 50. All right, Coach.
All right, John, thanks. Avery, message is clear. Move the ball.
Move the ball, try to keep his players fresh. But, hey, how about our old boy, John Sally? He just told Dr. J that he was his favorite. Dr. J's going to be jealous. You know, what's going to happen here? Oh,
We still have one game to go.
yeah, people, you thought he was married to Dr. J. Now he's divorced. What's going on?
Well, we'll see if he tells Rick Mahorn in the next game, maybe you're my favorite teammate of all time. Good denial by Gooden against Barbosa.
But that's two favorite guys to have. Rick Barry and Dr. J, right?
He's making a starting 5.
Yeah.
You just have to. You just got to realize, fellas, I know who to pepper. It's going to be a long season.
Avery's calling you out, John.
He got it. And Rick Mahorn was my favorite player I've ever played with, ever. In my life, not just the business.
We believe it.
I'm just getting back at John for Leon the Barber at the Pistons game, telling me that I should play in a junior high school game instead of the NBA.
Hey, he didn't like me either.
We're going to have a big Motown feel, by the way, as the 3's no good for Johnson in our final game. Rick Mahorn and the Aliens against George Gervin's Ghost Ballers. And Ice Cube with a near terrific save on the side.
Now, see the difference in this game. The three-headed monsters, all of those loose balls in the last game, they got all of those loose balls. Which team is going to step up to secure those?
Ooh,
Nice
Jody
shot.
Meeks. That was from 4-point range. It counts for 3.
Yep. He could have taken one step to his left or 2 steps and stepped on the 4-point line to get another point.
Lane cleared and Jeremy Pargo obliging. Pargo with the bank shot, trying to make it a sweep for the Pargo brothers. Gennaro winner with the triplets earlier today. Meeks over Pargo. And the rebound, Ryan Hollins. Hollins, Pargo, and Johnson for 3's company. Meeks, Barbosa, and McDonald for the Ball Hogs. Pick and roll. Hollins coming down with it, and McDonald knocking him down to the deck.
Yeah, Meeks, you know, he's a guy that definitely has, you know, 4-point range. Wow.
Didn't even hesitate.
No, he didn't hesitate, and that shot in his release.
Have to have your foot, at least any part of it, on one of the 3 4-point circles to get 4. As Mark Johnson wasn't there. Hollins fouled by Hawes, and Ryan Hollins got a 2-point shot for 3's company.
You know what I'm always amazed by? Just the resume
Yep.
of all of our big 3 players. You know, you look at a guy like Meeks, man. This guy was, 2009 Wooden Award finalist and all SEC first team at Kentucky. I mean, this guy's a really unbelievable resume.
He's got to be one of the last guys to have played in the NBA out of Kentucky who did not play for John Calipari.
Yep.
He was brought in by Tuffy Smith, played mostly for Billy Gillespie, as Barbosa drills the three, and the Ball Hogs continue to dial in from downtown.
Yeah, Barbosa. This guy's he's been winning in his career. And look at a guy like Drew Gooden that's played, for 10 different NBA teams. And our big three partner, Jim Jackson, played for 12 different teams.
That's the record.
Right.
4 guys in NBA history played with 12 teams. Jim's one of them. Tony Massenberg, Chucky Brown, and a former #1 overall pick in Joe Smith. Ish Smith could get there with his next team. Get Cohen, Avery Johnson, John Sally, our entire Big Three crew on Triller. Fargo. Did he get the iron? He did not. A 14-second violation on 3's company.
You know what I'm hoping for? That we have a bring the fire situation and Barbosa and Fargo is involved.
Yes. If it happens.
Yes.
Might get you out there to drop the mic.
Yes.
Meeks. Johnson all over him. Takes him off the dribble. Meeks couldn't beat the clock. Dump to Hollins. Johnson wide open. No good, but a loose ball foul.
You're going to call a double foul there.
Hollins and Scalabrini.
Yeah. And that's a huge mistake by the Ball Hogs when Hollins got the ball inside. You don't need to double team Ryan Hollins.
Watch bottom right. Well, in terms of popularity on the Big Three meter, White Mamba is in Nate Robinson territory. Scal is back, the captain in year 4 with the Ball Hogs. And Barbosa fighting through the screen, reaching in on Mario Chalmers.
Yeah, smart play by Chalmers. He knew Barbosa was reaching in and basically just speed dribble and ran him into that screen.
All right, now an 11-2 run for the Ball Hogs. 3's company hit a little bit of a drought. See if Chalmers can take advantage with the 2-point shot. Go back to last year, rather 2 years ago, with the three-headed monsters. Mario Chalmers, national title with Kansas, one of the most famous shots in NCAA history.
It just seems like the Ball Hogs, they're just a fresher team.
4-point shot. DeMar Johnson knocks it down.
DeMar has something to say about that. He said,
Gotta feed the captain. Meeks over Hollins. Another one from deep. Another one from 3 for Jody Meeks.
And you remember when we talked about in the last game when guys are wide open, they're hesitant and taking too much time? Well, Johnson and Meeks, they're just catching the ball and going up in rhythm. They're not hesitating. When you're in a catch and shoot situation, nice hook pass by Chalmers. Catch and shoot it. Don't hesitate.
This has been a long-range display from both sides that we haven't seen the first couple of games here on Triller.
Yep, it's been an aerial assault from behind the three-point line, 4-point plays, 4-point shots.
Meeks, nice cut with the inbounds and the finish. Jody Meeks won a title with the Raptors in 2019. Jason Chalmers. Leaner's good, and the foul. And a chance at 3 for the native of Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah, if I'm 3's company, I'll continue to get Chalmers in the pick and roll. He's doing an exceptional job. He throws the hook pass to DeMar Johnson when he gets double teamed. Here the defense is kind of in a 1.5 type of a drop defense, and he made them pay there. with the traditional three-point play.
3's Company was picked in the first edition of the Big Three Power Rankings, 12th out of 12 teams. Trying to thrive on the motivation. Johnson, another 4-point shot.
Not this time.
No. That was on our line, and safe to say, not there. But when you've made one, free reign.
You notice Cooper in that situation, Coach Michael Cooper wasn't even bothered. That's when a coach, you use different voices as a coach with your team. And in that situation, you use his quiet voice.
Chalmers, that won't go again. Rebound Scalabrini. Man, I want to hear your various coaching voices.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Meeks, let's see if they say the foul was on the pass or the shot. It was on the pass.
Yeah.
Inbound on the side.
Something happened earlier this morning that scared me, Ed.
What's that?
I saw a 15-month-old version of you, your twin. It scared me. I didn't know you lost so much time in your life. You went backwards in age.
Young Ben Cohen has the hair as we're looking at another redhead in Brian Scalabrini. He's a gem, man. You'll meet him one day.
Congratulations.
Thank you. His first ever Triller mention. Johnson popped out. Stripped.
Nice pass.
Pargo with the finish, and the captain looking good for 3's Company.
Yeah, I just like DeMar Johnson's his body language. He made the 4-point shot. Nice, unselfish pass interior. He's really good defensively.
Pargo doing a nice job on Meeks, who dribbled off his foot. Jeremy Pargo for Johnson. The passing has been very good for 3's Company.
Yeah, and you have to get to a point when you have to figure out when is too much dribbling on a possession. You only have 14 seconds. Yeah.
22-19 lead for the Ball Hogs. One of that big run early on, but 3's Company's chipped away, led by DeMar Johnson. Let's spotlight the captain of the Ball Hogs, Brian Scalabrini, the only returning player over the last 4 years. He's the boss hog, Avery Johnson, and an NBA champion with the Celtics back in 2008.
Yeah, and if you go to dinner with Scal, he'll probably tell you he was the best player on the team. Not Kevin Garnett, not Ray Allen or Rondo, Paul Pierce. You say, hey, man, I'm the man. I led them to that championship.
All right, somebody who came into the NBA with the New Jersey Nets just as they acquired Jason Kidd. And when you play with those types of players, you're complimentary early on, but you learn to win. You become a valuable piece. And you think about the teams he played for in New Jersey, in Boston, great Bulls teams under Tom Thibodeau in 2010, 2011. He has that winning pedigree.
Yeah, definitely has that winning pedigree. And, he understands his role. And, it's not always about stats. It's also helping the star players get ready to play in practice. Maybe you're on the scout team, and that's a valuable part of any team. Making sure the best players are at their best.
Out of the timeout, Ball Hogs are a 3-point lead and 5 to shoot. Meeks off the mark. Had a good look out of the timeout. Gooden back in for 3's Company.
Gooden will probably pump fake here if he doesn't have a shot.
There it
is.
Johnson fall away. And McDonald there for the board.
The key on those offensive rebounds, once the guard see that a big guy securing that rebound, sprint out to the three-point line faster. Instead of hanging around the paint, you see that big guy securing that ball, sprint somewhere, create some separation so that you can force the defender to close out, especially if the big guy passes you the ball.
Avery right now, a 5-point lead for the Ball Hogs and a 4-point shot. Jeremy Pargo, second one for 3's Company.
Man, these guys are really showing some terrific range. both from 3 and 4.
Pick and roll, McDonald with the scoop, and we are at the break in Las Vegas. The Ball Hogs, the new look team in the Big 3, up 26-23. And the guy who's back, Will McDonald's able to close it out. Into the home stretch on day 1 in Las Vegas. The Ball Hogs by 3 on Triller.
Biggest boss in the game, Ricky Rose.
If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead. It's in your lobby. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up on the mail. They gon' channel riding through the streets, they be like they go.
We did it.
Halftime in Las Vegas, and the Ball Hogs, a good finish to that first half, leading 3's company 26-23 here on Triller. Ted Cohen back with Avery Johnson. Will McDonald, one of the guys back for the Ball Hogs, got it done inside. Jody Meeks, a newcomer, was clutch from the outside.
Definitely was clutch. And give Coach Rick Barry credit. He was inserted Spencer Hawes into the game for McDonald. Really got Meeks going. Meeks, you know, in rhythm here on the three-point shot. Really good, nice job moving without the ball. We've seen on those underneath out-of-bounds situation a lot of backdoors throughout the games today. So teams are going to have to clean those defensive lapses up.
John Sally with Jody Meeks near the Ball Hogs huddle.
All right, Jody Meeks. Let me see, how many teams did you play on that I played on?
At least 2.
At least 2.
Yeah.
So everybody knows when you're smart, those 2 teams come and get the best players.
Definitely. Rings. That's rings.
The other thing is, are you going to put the ball in the basket today? Like, we need you to get like 26.
How many I got right now?
I think 4.
No. I hit a couple threes at least.
You got 10.
Oh, you already know. Look at you.
All right, we want to see you get going. How you guys feeling?
I feel good, man. It's good to be out here. This is what you miss, competing in front of fans on the national stage. So it's fun to be out here with my teammates.
All right, yeah, I want to play, but my body said think twice.
You got to sit down, man. Stay vegan. I know you vegan.
I am. Stay on television.
All right, guys, thanks. Yes, Jody Meeks, player I guess always knows how much he has with 10 points. Avery, if Rick Barry is to look at the box score, talks about moving the ball, the Ball Hogs had 8 assists on 11 baskets in that first half.
Yep, 8 assists, you know, 3 turnovers. I think Coach Barry will be happy with that ratio.
Well, 3's company and the entire Big 3 playing this season in remembering the late Andre Emmett. And at halftime of this game, Big 3 gave a framed jersey to Andre Emmett's children. Ice Cube, Clyde Drexler, Jeff Quatnitz on hand to present. Just a lovely gesture in a year that will certainly be one to remember, and one of the greats here in the Big Three.
Yeah, class personified by the Big Three, and an autographed basketball from every player in the Big Three.
Everybody in on this season in remembering Andre Emmett. Early shot clock violation to begin the second half on McDonald. I think they're conferring to see if there was a whistle before the shot clock expired.
They want to take a look at it. They want to replay it, take a look at it.
So we'll get a timeout here with the Ball Hogs leading 26-23. Avery, first 3 years in the Big Three, the Ball Hogs have combined 4 wins. They won 2 in 2017 and then 1 the next 2 years, each of them. Let's take another look. Did Gooden get his jersey before the shot clock expired?
Yep. And that's why the Ball Hogs went out. Hey, Leandro Barbosa, Spencer Hogg, we need you to join our team. We're struggling. We're struggling to get wins, to score, and they look like a different team. They're re-energized right now. But I think this was a shot clock violation.
That's the final determination.
Yeah, he didn't get it off on time.
I think McDonald knows it.
Yeah. You know what I like about the officiating and the replays? They're making a decision fast.
Yes.
You know, we're not waiting 10 minutes for a decision and looking at it, 15 different times.
Johnson off the mark, rebound McDonald, and they'll take a look. That's the good thing. They'll huddle up, take a look, but keep it moving.
Yeah.
Barbosa to the rim with a burst of speed, and Leandro Barbosa with the finish.
And when they go to the monitor and look, it builds confidence in the fans, knowing that they're trying to get it right.
Yes.
That's a trust that fans love.
Gooden, played by McDonald's, and Jody Meeks in for the rebound.
3's companies really, they've struggled from behind the 3. They were 0 for 6 in the first half. Unlike the Ball Hogs, they were 4 for 7 from 3 in the first half, including a 4-point shot.
The Brazilian blur, Leandro Barbosa. Big 3 rookie, but a veteran of the NBA, 14 years. Johnson had the step, little look off, and now Gooden. If a couple of more of those go down, it's a different game.
Yep. The Ball Hogs are going to continue to allow 3's company to shoot those shots, and they're not going to run out there until they make a couple of them. Smart strategy. It's all about being able to read the ebbs and flows of a game. And sometimes you may come in to a game with a certain game plan. You may have to scrap it.
Let's go back to one of the newest Ball Hogs, Barbosa.
Normally Barbosa, going left. Now this is his move. He's a right-handed player, but he really favors going left on his drives consistently.
Jody Meeks put on the brakes and accelerated against DeMar Johnson. Barbosa, Avery, began his career in Phoenix. Chalmers won't go, and before the shot, foul on Will McDonald. Suns are 2 games away from their first ever NBA championship. And you think back to Barbosa's years with Steve Nash, former Big 3 star, Amare Stoudemire. First 7 years with the Suns during what in hindsight was kind of a revolutionary time.
Yeah, it was lean years back then. It's really, I attended the first 2 games in Phoenix, and my old teammate Monty Williams is doing a heck of a job. CP3 has been a maestro. It's been fun to watch.
Really has.
I saw Ice Cube on a show on another network, and he talked about how he was even cheering for CP3.
Barbosa getting going here to begin the second half. He has the Ball Hogs leading by 11.
Ball Hogs just playing, they haven't played with this type of confidence, in the last 2 seasons for sure, and that's why they've struggled. But they got a different bounce to their step, different level of confidence.
And the interchangeable parts now for Rick Barry. You talked about it, the subs early in this game and trying to match up. You go back to last year, they lost Jermaine Taylor to an Achilles injury the first game of the season, and were shuffling guys up and down the roster. Never really had that core group. Maybe it's different here in 2021.
Different year, different opportunity. And guys have a lot of pride. But now you got a guy like Hogs who's a really good screener. He's a pick and pop guy. He can make the three. He's a good passer from the elbow. Now McDonald's getting the break. So, you know, we'll go for another few minutes and then he'll come back. Coach Barry will probably go to Scalabrini for a few minutes, but he's doing a nice job. And we'll see how Coach Cooper is going to counter as this game goes on. We still have a long ways to go.
Jody Meeks, we heard him with John Sally earlier, referencing two of their teams in common. Meeks played for both the Lakers and the Pistons. We know John's legendary run with Detroit, and of course, winning a title with the Lakers, with the Bulls sandwiched in between. Chalmers off the Gooden screen, pops out, and drains it.
That's Gooden's shot. That's his shot. That's a shot he's made his entire career. Nice pass by Chalmers. He's done. I just think they have to go to that pick and roll more.
Hawes spotting up, can't answer, halfway down. Fargo, lanes open to the rim. He cleared and then went right back to work.
If the ball Hogs, if they don't score in this possession and, you know, 3's company score again, you can potentially see a timeout.
Almost from behind the backboard, and Hawes with the loose ball foul, and he is fired up.
Yep. I think there could be a technical. He's close to getting a technical. Coach Barry's like, hey, what are you doing? You got the lead.
That was near Larry Bird in Hartford territory from over the backboard and behind it, but it just didn't get the roll.
Yep.
Chalmers, Hollins, and Pargo for 3's company. Hollins the roll. Great D by Barbosa.
Oh,
look at the fight for it. It's going to stay here with 4 to shoot.
If Chalmers had that to do all over again, shoot the floater. And then if you miss, you know, Hollins is on the glass. I don't know if Hollins can do much with that, even if he would have caught the ball cleanly.
Pargo, that was from beyond the 4-point circle. Couldn't get it to go down.
We don't have a 5-point shot yet.
And his feet were not in the circle, so had that gone in, it would have been a 3-point shot.
Right.
Meeks. Barbosa, ankle breaker, 3-pointer, too much.
See, that's an opportunity he had. You know, Pargo got back out to the 3-point line faster. He would have got a cleaner shot. But nice short pass there to Hollins.
Hollins, NBA veteran, Big 3 veteran, broadcaster, and high jumper. Track and field at UCLA. Barbosa turns the corner, the flip. McDonald's not there.
3's company's looking to make a push here. Hollins has made a difference with his defense.
Pick and roll. Hollins with the slam from Pargo. And it's a 3-point game. Timeout, Rick Barry.
Just what we talked about. Couple of stops by 3's company. Breakdown on defense by the Ball Hogs. Timeout by the Hall of Famer, Rick Barry. Pargo coming off the screen and roll. You get 2 on the ball. Nice lob pass where Hollins can finish with the dunk.
My name is Michael Hunter. You know, it's like every cell in my body says that I'm a fighter. Somebody that just pushes to win every day.
One false move, you a goner.
What it means to me to be heavyweight champion of the world is something very significant to me, my family. Just to bring it back home, and I have a great chance on doing this.
This ain't for the leases.
It's only a matter of time.
Put her on the blacklist. I'm like.
Biggest boss in the game, Ricky Rose.
did it.
Eight-0 run for 3's company, and they're back within 3 against the Ball Hogs here in Vegas. John Sally with Michael Cooper of 3's company.
All right, thank you. I'm sitting here with my friend. Well, he's my friend now, but for many years, he would punch me in the head. Coop, you're doing a great, great job. And, you know, we just saw that unbelievable representation of Andre Emmett. You coached him. Tell me something.
You know, Andre was probably one of the best one-on-one players in this league here, and he is truly sorely missed. And, you know, I feel our thoughts and prayers go out to his mom and his family.
Well, now I'm looking at it because he was a one-on-one player. What scorers do you have?
Well, we got the Mario Chalmers, Jeremy Pargo could go, but you know what? This is about team basketball, so that's what we're trying to do.
That's what you say when no one putting the ball in the basket?
Yeah. Maybe me and you, Sally, may have to get out there and show them how to do it. And we were defensive players.
Yeah, I know better. All right, good luck, Coop.
All right, guys, take it back to 1988, 1989 with those two guys.
Yeah, that was my first year in the league in 1988, so I had a front row seat playing against both of those teams. Well, I wouldn't say playing. I was watching on the bench. I think I was the 12th man on the team.
You'd get there.
For the old Seattle Supersonics.
Head coach Avery Johnson, John Sally with you from Las Vegas. Late whistle. Barbosa fouled by Chalmers on his way to the basket.
Yeah, we'll see what the messaging is, you know, coming out of this timeout for the Ball Hogs. You know, get back to being aggressive. Don't settle for the three-point shot. Take the ball to the basket. Try to get in the penalty.
Two-point shot for Barbosa. Pargo goes to work against Meeks, gliding in. Hung up on the back of the iron, missed it. McDonald face, fire no good. Barbosa on the follow, not there.
Yeah, Barbosa, you know, back-to-back times came up empty, missed a free throw, which is, you know, a little bit of a surprise. He's a good free throw shooter, and then missed the easy layup. So now we'll see if the Ball Hogs, you know, have that same type of energy that they had to start the game. Or are they going to be neutralized in some way with 3's company's defense?
McDonald trying to save. Meeks won't get there. And 3's company, here they are right now, trailing big early on, a chance to tie this game or even take the lead with a 4-point shot.
Yeah, they couldn't ask for anything better, especially with, you know, with that tough stretch that they had when they're down by 10 points.
And Michael Cooper has coached at nearly every level. Pargo, the crossover. Ducks around Hall, is reverse, not there.
Yep.
These shots just off the rim for both sides.
And I like the point you make. Michael Cooper can just flat out coach.
Yeah.
Anywhere, anybody, men, women, you know, he's just that good. Nice pass.
Pause to Barbosa, and you better finish that after a beautiful assist.
That's another element that Hogs brings to the ball hogs. You know, being shot making, yes, but that passing ability, that big guy, that's a pass that you really can't teach. That's just very instinctive.
Tons of contacts. Barbosa tipped it, he's got the steal. Meeks with the finish, and Avery. Ball hogs were struggling. You wonder if that pass by Hogs changes things right now. Last two baskets for the team in green.
Yeah, passer makes the shooter. It's all about making your teammates better, putting them in position to be successful. And I know, you know, threes and dunks get a lot of attention, but wow, look at this pass. That's we talked about Michael Cooper. That's his old teammate Magic Johnson would make this pass with the left hand to Michael Cooper.
A little showtime and a little Michael Cooper-esque defense too.
Yeah, and generating steals, converting them into easy baskets. That was Barbosa, you know, tipping the ball from Ryan Hollins, who's not as good a passer as Hogs. You don't want Ryan Hollins making passes. You want him catching lobs and rolling to the basket in pick and roll situations.
Sharing the ball, that's been a constant for the ball hogs from the start.
Share the ball and ball movement, player movement, back cuts. They don't want to be stagnant. You know, Coach Barry talked about he doesn't want to be an isolation team.
Oh, I saw that graphic. 13 assists on 17 made buckets. Right now they ride Barbosa, Hogs, and Meeks. Chalmers, Gooden, and Pargo for the 3's company. Chalmers, a little look off, couldn't finish it.
Hogs is open for a three.
Backing down Gooden. No foul on the swipe. Gooden from the corner. Barbosa saucing up Chalmers. Leaner, too much over Gooden.
Yeah, not a good shot. That in between, you got to get a little bit closer to the basket.
Meeks comes to double, recovered, but Gooden had the step, and the hook shot goes.
Nice composure by Gooden in that situation. It was a little bit of a half-hearted trap, one that the ball hogs didn't really commit to entirely. Nice patience.
8 points for Drew Gooden.
Illegal screen.
Spencer Hawes, he's got to be careful.
Yep.
Was almost teed up earlier.
Here's the little fake trap. Now Meeks leaves Barbosa out on an island by himself, and Gooden punishes the smaller defender.
Spencer Hawes, he was recruited by Nate Robinson, tried to get him to Tri-State, but felt that Brian Scalabrine had the better pitch to sign on with the ball hogs. Pargo, spinorama, and the finish for Jeremy Pargo.
Well, Pargo had the better pitch on that one. I don't know if it was a fastball or probably a curveball with his spin.
Meeks off his foot, got it back. Barbosa can't connect on the broken play, and 3's company will take over here in a 3-point game. Game 5 of 6. Here to start the Big 3 season.
And it's great because just a lot of action going on in Vegas tonight. Concerts, fights, man. It's just good to see people happy and out again. 4-point shot here.
Pargo knocks it down, and 3's company has the lead. It's an 8-0 run.
And this is why we love the Big 3, because the game is never over until somebody gets to 50 points. You cannot relax and take your foot off the gas.
Cleanup for McDonald's. 1-point ball hogs lead, but Avery, that's the third 4-point shot made by 3's company here today. Pargo wants more against Meeks. Good and open. Into the home stretch.
Yeah, you just got to get the right guys shooting the threes.
Meeks with the positioning. Great cut there against Pargo.
And see, I think in that situation, to be brutally honest, I think that's 3's company fault. You tie the game up at, 40, and then all of a sudden you take some bad shots. And now in this situation with the Ball Hogs, with 3's company on offense, you don't want them to shoot wide open 4-point shots. You can erase a deficit, immediately.
Jody Meeks has been the steady hand. He's got 14 now for the Ball Hogs. Pargo, 4-point shot. Back to your point.
Yep. That was poor defense by the Ball Hogs. That was a wide open look. That's like target practice right now for Pargo.
Jeremy Pargo with 10. Barbosa flips it up and finishes.
The Brazilian Nightmare, or is it Brazilian Flash? What is it, Ed?
Brazilian Blur.
The Blur, okay. I got the Brazilian part right.
Or if you're a big soccer guy, Leandrinho. 4-point shot. Chalmers missing the iron.
Now on that 4-point shot, Gooden and Pargo, they needed to move faster towards the offensive glass. Had they moved faster, they were step slow. They could have gotten that rebound and scored the ball.
Barbosa, great help. Chalmers with the foul. And Barbosa, Ball Hawks sitting on 46. Because it was in the act, will shoot 2, or rather 1 for a 2-point shot.
Now you notice early in the game, the Ball Hogs were subbing in and out. Coach Barry, now it looks like unless something changes, he's probably going to finish with this lineup. Especially if Barbosa can knock down this free throw.
Around and through on a knuckleball from Leandro Barbosa.
Yep, once they get back on offense, the Ball Hogs just gain point. They'll have a chance to win.
Chalmers trying to keep 3's company alive. Lost it. Meeks has got it. Could have gone up. This for the win. Won't go. McDonald is hugged and fouled by Chalmers. Now, I think they had a foul to give because they're at the 46-point mark, now 48.
You want me to tell you about a big 3 on that last play when Meeks didn't go up? Barry, Hawes, and Scalabrine, those 3 jumped off the bench almost on the court at the same time.
And like you said earlier on a previous game, if this is week 4 or 5, he goes straight up.
Yeah.
The muscle memory, getting used to it.
Especially if you're a veteran. I mean, you're a veteran player of the big 3. You probably can get that in week 1, right?
For the win, Barbosa. 20-point game, the finish, and the win for the Ball Hogs in week 1.
What a difference a year and a half makes. The Brazilian Blur dominated on that last drive, scored the ball, and now the Ball Hogs leave a happy team.
2 years in the making, and the Ball Hogs looking fresh and complete.
Yeah, somebody, I think Scalabrini's buying dinner tonight.
Little veal?
Yeah, maybe
Scalabrini?
So. Yeah, little shrimp scampi.
Ooh, that'll work too. Barbosa finishing things off. He and Meeks combining for 38 for the Ball Hogs. Over to John Sally with the Brazilian Blur.
Okay, the Brazilian Blur. You just killed it just now. You had a great game.
Well, I think we did it as a team. And like I said to the guys, I was nervous because I never played the type of game, the 3-on-3, the rules, the ball, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Right. So we have the fireball, the 4-point shot. It's very aggressive inside. The referees let you play, kind of like playing down in Brazil.
You said it right. It's a hood basketball, you know, and I love it. It's competitive. We have so many players that play in the NBA. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here enjoying this.
So I was wondering, if I throw a ball at your feet right now, you'd still be able to bobble it.
Yes. I mean, I'm not as quick as I used to, but I can still do it.
Good game. See you later. All right, Bubba. All right, fellas, back to you.
Thank you, John. Barbosa waving goodbye. Strong performance. Ball Hogs matching last year's win total in the opener. 1-0. Nicely done. 50-41 over 3's company. One more game left on Triller coming up from Vegas.